Welcome back to the Midwest. My name is Jesse, and today we are doing two truths and a dad joke. Today we're going to be focusing on cold, getting into the cold, working in the cold, and some things that you might not be familiar with. Yes, you might know that I am a cold trainer. I've written the book, A Practical Guide to Cold Training, all those cool things. But here are a few things that I've never really talked about before and that I find to be really interesting. Before we get started, I do want to thank Magic Mind for sending me a few of these shots. I'm going to be starting this with a little shot of Magic Mind. This is all part of the January challenge. You can find information about it below. Cheers. Okay. Truth number one, exercise in cold environments can increase your endurance and your metabolic health. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I am a fan of cold training. You might have read my book, A Practical Guide to Cold Training. If you haven't, link below. But there's all kinds of claims in the world of cold training, and actually most of them, and these are the kinds that I completely believed and shared when I was early on in my practice. There's a lot of over-promising when it comes to cold training. It's not the cure to everything. There's a lot of dangers involved in cold training, but there are a lot of positives too, and this is what keeps me going. Well, here's one that I was unaware of until recently, and I thought I would share it with you. There was research by the physiologist Dominique Gannon, and in this study, it involved 34 volunteers who trained 3 times a week. So they were training on the exercise bike, and they were doing interval workouts. So sort of like a high intensity interval training. So they took muscle biopsies before and after the training period to analyze the mitochondrial content, and what they found was pretty interesting. Exercising in cold temperatures, and we're talking about right at 0 Celsius, so 35 Fahrenheit for my Fahrenheit friends, led to a significant greater increase in mitochondrial content in muscles compared to the ones who were training in warmer environments. Now, if you know anything about mitochondria, if you're in the cold training world, you've probably heard about this. Your mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cells, and when you get into the cold, they kick on. And this is primarily because they need to help you to maintain core body temperature. Well, it shouldn't be a huge surprise that when training in a cold environment, your mitochondria get trained too. And so one of these really cool benefits of doing workouts in the cold is that in addition to all of the other cardiovascular benefits, you're also getting the benefit of a mitochondrial workout. Another thing they found in the study was that the participants who trained in the cold, they all saw a significant increase in their VO2 max, which I find to be fascinating. VO2 max is basically your body's ability to use oxygen when you're exercising, or just overall your ability to use oxygen efficiently. And so to see a VO2 max increase basically just because of working out in the cold as opposed to room temperature, that could be the difference between first place and second place or third place for athletes. So if you're an athlete, this is really fascinating information. Now, I will say that this study is just one study, and that doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that this is what they found in that one study. But I think it's really worth considering, especially if you have access to working out in cold temperatures and it doesn't bother you to do so. And that does remind me, we are getting into the season of Magic Mind. Happy New Year, everybody. We're in the January Magic Mind Challenge. And if you'd like to take part of the Magic Mind Challenge, I think it's 45% off right now if you use my link below. I have been taking Magic Mind for a long time off and on, but I'm really excited to do this challenge. They sent me some Magic Mind to do it with. So every single day this month, I'm taking more Magic Mind. And I've been taking it now for about a week, every single day. And one of the things I love about Magic Mind is that it has an all-natural blend of nootropics that help me to stay focused. And in addition to my cold plunges and all the other things that I do notice that have a nice, smooth amount of energy and intellectual capacity that I use when I do more research, when I write my books. And hey, it's also just nice to go through life a little bit more focused. So thank you so much, Magic Mind. And if you want to get in on the challenge for 45% off this month only, take a look at the link below and let me know. Do you like Magic Mind? Is this something that you do every day. What have your experiences been? I'd love to know. Truth number 2. Cold training may have neuroprotective properties and may slow the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. While the list of benefits of cold training is long, it's not a cure-all to everything. However, this research is pretty fascinating. Multiple studies on cold exposure have shown, 1, that cold exposure triggers the release of cold shock proteins like RBM3, which play crucial roles in repairing and regenerating nerve cell connections. In mouse models of degenerative diseases, RBM3 was found to mediate structural plasticity and protect against the effects of neuron loss, suggesting that cold exposure might be a potential protective therapy. What's even cooler, pun intended, is that in human studies, we see the same things. We see that cold-induced RBM3 has been shown to have these same neuroprotective properties. And this is really important because a lot of times you'll see some research that's really impressive in mice studies or really impressive in vivo and all these other studies, or in vitro, I should say, but you don't actually see it in humans. And there are data that shows that the cold-induced RBM3 boost has been shown to give us these benefits. Now, one of the mechanisms we see with all of these studies is the fact that cold exposure causes an increase in norepinephrine. Now, norepinephrine is a powerful neurochemical that is responsible for attentiveness, learning, and focus. So it makes sense that this is something that's going to help us when it comes to our just overall brain health. And now the part of the show that is my favorite, it's the dad joke. Maybe you're clicking off right now, but don't, if you're here, you're my kind of guy, my kind of gal. You're just my kind. You are. Thank you for sticking around for the dad joke. Here it comes. Just kind of maybe close your eyes, just get ready for it. Here it comes. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. Ah. All right. Thank you for sticking around for the dad joke. Thank you for being here for two truths and a dad joke. I want to thank Magic Mind for sponsoring this show today. Make sure to check out the doodly-doo down there for your Magic Mind for 45% off. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Don't forget to go out there and be kind to one another.